decadence, a bed and a balcony and breakfast. Corin's cheered up, Corin likes the sound of all that. So I'm quite looking forward to it. Should be there in about an hour.
The Eiger has held a fascination for me since I read The White Spider many years ago. The book chronicles the first successful ascent of the North Face in 1938 and also tells of many of the unsuccessful attempts. It has the tallest North Face in the Alps and has a summit of over 13,000 feet.
So this is the Hotel Lugano. This is where we're staying for the next couple of days. We've got a room and we don't even bang into each other when we move about. A shower and a toilet. And a sink and a telly.
Campervans in it.
Yeah, but 3 campervans in it. So we're feeling very blessed, very lucky. It's nice wee hotel, it's feeling good. So we're going to take a wander into town and have a look at Grindelwald. And this is the view.
When walking around the town, you're surrounded by the major peaks of the Wetterhorn, Schreckhorn, Gross Fleischerhorn and the Eiger. These mountains all feel absolutely huge and they dwarf the town. I quite fancied this pub's soup of the day, but we ended up going for an Indian. If you're enjoying this video, please consider giving it a like and subscribing to the channel, as apparently it helps to promote the content. Thanks very much. Something we saw a lot of in France and Switzerland was water fountains in the street, and we enjoyed using them any time we came across one. The water delivered was always lovely and cold as well.
We're on the Grindelwald first now, heading up in the cable car. It's Corey's first time on one of these, so should be quite relaxed. He's behind the quite well so far. There's the paraglider coming out of land. Let's see them coming. We've just had a bit of downpour, which means that the first flyer, because the blind thing can't run because the brakes don't operate quite as effectively. So they said to come back in a little bit, so we're going to go and have a look at this cliff walk.
On our full day in Grindelwald, we headed for Grindelwald first. There were several options, but we quite fancied the cliff walk feature, the hike out to the lake and the descent off the mountain on the trotty bikes. For the 3 attractions we paid about £80 each, which was fairly decent value for money. The cliff walk was good fun, not for the faint-hearted though, or anyone with any kind of vertigo issues.
This is us on the first flyer, ready to go down. Just waiting on the seats coming back up. Looks pretty cool. Nervous?
One moment.
Here we go.
Okay guys, get ready. Yeah. 3, 2, 1, go!
Sorry, bro, you got a flyer. Catch him up.
That's good.
That was good laugh with it. You got a flyer off the start though. You were away, man. There's no way I was like, oh, can we catch him? I'm going to catch him, but no, I couldn't catch him. No, it's pretty cool, man. Enjoyed that. That was a good laugh. Pretty quick, wasn't it?
Good one as well, suppose, because you're lying flat.
We're going to head out to this Bachalpsee lake.
When I looked at the sign, I thought the walk to Lake Bachalpsee was 50 minutes, which I took it to be there and back. Corin wasn't best pleased when it turned out to be 50 minutes just to get there and another 50 back. Lake Bachalpsee is considered to be one of Switzerland's most beautiful lakes, and at almost 2,300 metres above sea level, it's not surprising that the water remains freezing cold even at the height of summer.
Is it cold in it? Was it really? Is it really? So, Corinne's got her feet dipped in the water, or she did have. I'm going to try and get the drone up and see if we can get some footage. Did pretty well for our first proper hike. I couldn't honestly say it was without any complaint, because she did pretty well. I think it's gondola halfway down, trotty bikes the rest of the way down, and rehydration time. So here comes Corinne on the trotty bike. Feeling alright?
Can't get my feet right on it.
Is that about your left? How's that feeling with both feet forward? Better, eh? Aye, I felt it was a bit twisted. Steady, steady. Running out of path.
The scenery on the way down the mountain on the trotty bikes was beautiful, although it was so steep you couldn't take your eyes off the road for too long.
Yeah, the sections of this are pretty steep.
To be honest, I was delighted that we got down in one piece, as Corinne's track record on two wheels isn't without incident.
We've just come off the trotty bikes. I'm about to push them up this hill here at the end to return them. It was quite a push, so I think it's definitely time for a beer. First day work. Well done, Corinne. Cheers. It's cool, isn't it? We're in the Glacier Canyon and the noise is unbelievable. The water rushing down through the gorge. It has been raining today right enough, so that'll probably increase it. Wow, this is quite a place. 300-metre high cliffs. Sheer rock where the water's carved out over millions of years.
Before leaving Switzerland for Italy, we spent a couple of hours in the quite spectacular Glacier Canyon. This 1 kilometre long canyon has been carved out over 250 million years as the water from the mountains rushes down to join the Lugano River at their base. Halfway up the gorge there was a 170 metre squared netting which is suspended 7 metres above the river. This allows you to walk out over the water as it roars down the canyon below you, which is quite a strange experience, and it feels pretty bouncy underneath your feet as well. There was a 90 metre swing here which we had considered doing, but the combination of the cost of £120, which we thought was outrageous, and us bottling it meant that we didn't end up doing it. We really enjoyed the canyon walk though, and it's well worth doing if you're ever in the area. The visibility as we headed over the mountains was pretty poor, and the combination of that and the windy mountain roads was making Corinne a fairly nervous passenger.
Wee bit of smoke coming off the brakes there, coming off that hill. That's where we've been up there, in the cloud and the mist. But look at that waterfall, that's monstrous. It's got to be thousands of feet.
Our next campsite was near a little town called Bachalpsee on the shores of Lake Lugano. By this time we were getting better and quicker at pitching camp, and I think this was a new PB for us.
We arrived at Camp this afternoon at 5 o'clockish. After about a 4-hour drive, it was a bit hectic. We were atop a pretty high mountain and into some poor visibility. So the first thing we did was get a beer, of course, we hydrate. Then we got a tent up in about 43 minutes, so we're quite happy with that. And this is the spot that we've got. It's another pretty spectacular one.
Having checked the weather forecast, we decided to stay in one day, and we were pleased that we did, as the weather was horrendous. Thankfully it only lasted for a couple of hours before clearing up again. The following day we set off for Managgio, a lovely little town on the shore of Lake Como, where we caught the ferry to Bellagio. Bellagio was a lovely wee place, very typically Mediterranean, with its narrow little high-walled streets designed to keep you cool even in the hottest weather. This grey heron took off as I approached it, and it's always a spectacular sight to see those big wings in motion.
About 15 minutes out of Bachalpsee. There's a cycle path from there to Managgio. I'm on at the moment. It's a bit kind of gravelly, a bit more suited for gravel bikes probably. The section I'm on at the moment is pretty decent for the road bike, but there's a few gravelly sections. I might take the road back. Just on a wee climb now. But lovely time of night to get our cycling. Temperature's nice and cool.
Managgio was a vibrant little place at night, very pretty, and it had a decent wee climb back out with some lovely views over Lake Como. got back from my pedal, Jackie, our Dutch neighbour, and I got my skateboard out and had a wee skating session, reliving our youths. The next night I headed out for another quick pedal. Unfortunately, the provision for cycling around the lakes in Italy is nowhere near what I'd seen in France, and I experienced the closest pass I've ever had. This is an advance warning of some very bad language coming up. I still don't know how this guy didn't hit me.
Hey! You fucking wanker! Fucking dickhead!
I showed the footage of this incident to the police in Turin, but they weren't really interested. Thankfully I'd calmed down by the time I got back to the campsite. We had a great time in both Grindelwald and Bachalpsee, but it was now time to head for Turin and then home.